Hey guys, E2A here, and welcome back to another FIFA 17 Ultimate Team video. Today, I'm going to bring you guys the marquee matchups investments video that I do every single week. And yeah, I've got the best no-risk investments you can pick up. This video was meant to come out yesterday, but I did do my Team of the Year trading guide. If you haven't checked it out, I'll leave an annotation in the top right-hand corner of the video. And yeah, that's a video which I just needed to make because it needed to come out on that day because I had some important tips for selling your cards then. But yeah, I would recommend checking out that video if you do want to know about Team of the Year and about trading and investing during Team of the Year. But today I'm going to be showing you the best players for the marquee matchup scoreboard challenge. It should be out on either Thursday or Friday. EA kind of mix up when it comes out depending on midweek games. Also, for people asking, you do want to sell your cards on a couple of hours after the scoreboard challenge has actually come out. I'd recommend about 5 hours or so, because that's when people are then going to actually kind of start doing the scoreboard challenge and the cards will go up in price. So if it comes out at midnight, I'd recommend doing it in the morning. And if it comes out at like 8 PM, which it does on Fridays, then just kind of start selling your cards maybe around 9 o'clock and you should be good. But yeah, we've got a few different games. First one's Adelaide United against Melbourne Victory, which is the cross-border rivalry in Australia. Stoke City against Wolves is the Staffordshire Derby in the FA Cup. Quite a big game there, quite a big rivalry. Real Sociedad against Sevilla is a top table game in La Liga, so two of the top teams right now in La Liga playing each other there in the league. Also, Auxerre are playing Troyes in the Coupe de la France, which is like the French equivalent of the FA Cup, and that is the number 77 derby. I think that's its name right there. Also, Villarreal are playing Barcelona, and again, that's the top table game in La Liga, which is, I think, third against fourth, so quite a big game there. And as you can see, there are 2 games in La Liga, so that's where I'm going to be kind of focusing my investments. Also, we've got a couple of players in the Championship, and also next week we've got some players in the Championship. We've got Cardiff City playing in next week's Scoreboard Challenge, which could be included. And then the week after that, we also have quite a few more. And then the week after that, we do have more because now with lots of things like the FA Cup, there are a lot more games. So in a couple of weeks, we do have Brighton against Newcastle. So there are ones you can invest in now. And if they don't get included this week, you can just keep hold of them and sell them on in the future. So you're making coins no matter what really happens. So Championship ones are good ones to invest in because there's Wolves playing. I don't think they're in the Championship, but I think there's quite a few teams. There's Preston North End are playing Arsenal, and that could potentially be in the Scoreboard Challenge. I'm not too sure. West Ham are playing Man City as well. That could be in it. So you want to really focus on La Liga, on Premier League, and on Championship players. And also you want to focus on getting a few players from Australia because that's a good one right now. But also next week, Sydney FC are playing the West Sydney Wanderers, and that's a derby, so that's the Sydney derby. So even if they don't get included this week, you can sell them next week, and I'm just looking at my list right here, and they could also be included potentially in the future with Melbourne Victory against Sydney FC, which is like the biggest game in Australia, being in 2 weeks. So Australian ones are great investments because they'll be included definitely with one of those 3. So the ones I'm investing a lot in are the Australian players. They're the ones you're going to be able to make a really good amount of coins on because the next 3 Scoreboard Challenges could all have one of these in. And even if they don't get included this week, they'll almost definitely be included in one of the future ones. So all you want to do is firstly go to gold players from the Hyundai A-League, which is the Australian league. And you want to just put the maximum price to about 400 coins. And you just want to bid on all these cards there. And you can get them for like 350 to 400 coins. It kind of depends on the players. Like Fornaroli is a good one. If you can just kind of balance out and get some different players, you should be good. I mean, we've got a whole lot of different cards right here. My transfer list is just full right now. I'll just quickly show you guys because I've picked up a ton of these investments already. And yeah, I have actually sold on some of my investments already. I mean, I'm getting all these cards that I will show you in a minute. But I've actually sold on some of my Liga Santander investments, and that is because you did actually need some Liga Santander players for the, I think it's the Copa del Rey Scoreboard Challenge, which was out a couple of days ago. So as you see here, you want to invest in these type of players. So I'll show you guys kind of in more detail the ones to actually get, but all of these cards there I'm just going to send over to my transfer list right now. I've got a ton of investments just picked up, so for some reason I was bidding on those people there. But as you see, we've got these bids on here. You want to just go and mass bid on a load of these cards, just get them really cheaply. Like the cheaper you can get them, the better. And often you're going to be able to get them for just a couple hundred coins. I mean, I pay up to like 450 for any of these cards, really. It doesn't really matter. Like 400 coins is normally what you can get them for, and if you can get them any cheaper, then you should be good. But yeah, I'm just mass bidding on all of these players there, and you can get a good amount of them. Bobo does still for a little bit more, and that is because he does play for Sydney FC, and they're like one of the bigger teams in that league. He goes for like 600 coins or so, so for him you may want to just put like a 550 coin bid on something like that, and you should be able to pick him up. But yeah, put a load of bids on these gold cards. You want to get a couple of them. I'd recommend getting like 10k worth of them, but also you do want to get some silver players, and you want to get silver midfielders because right now they're actually really rare. or actually quite expensive, kind of, since they're just silver players. As you see here, 350 coins is the lowest by now, where you can actually kind of try and snipe them. 400 coins is the lowest by now for cards actually on the market. And these cards there, I was getting mine a couple of days ago, and they were some really good deals. But like this guy right here, he goes for quite a bit more than this anyway. So you can sell them on right now if you wanted, but he's a really good investment. He plays for Sydney FC. I'm just looking right here. Sydney FC are playing in the week after this. They're playing. And then also Sydney FC are playing the week after that. So Sydney FC players are really good investments if you can get them. So I'm just gonna send all of these people. Actually, these guys there I'm picking up for a video, which I'm doing quite soon. So not gonna drop any clues on that. But I've bought those guys for a video to do with like some FIFA kind of myth stuff. Here we go. We've got this guy here, 300 coins. You can actually just try and snipe these guys, and you can get some good coins on them. But yeah, try and get some cheap midfielders, just silver midfielders from the Australian league right here. As I said, you can snipe them, but just try and get a few for like 400 or 500 coins, and you should be good. Try and go for the silver ones. If you go for defenders as well, just try and get a couple of defenders. You just want to look for silver cards and just get some really cheap ones. And yeah, if you can get some cheap defenders again, just try and snipe them for maybe a couple hundred coins. There we go, 200 coins. That guy's just come up on the market, and you have very little competition with this. We've gone for 200 coins. I could sell him on now for probably like 500 coins or so. Maybe a bit more, probably like 500. And yeah, that's a good investment to pick up right there. Just try and get these cards really cheaply, and you should be good. Also, you can look for kind of forwards, but most of the forwards gold cards, or most of the gold cards are forwards already. So you don't really need to go with these guys. But again, Sydney FC, I may as well pick him up, and he is another decent investment. So just get some silvers and some golds from the Hyundai A-League, and he should be good. That's the main one I'm investing in, because it's no risk, because the next 3 Squad Challenges all have the chance of having some A-League players, and you can make some great coins. I definitely see these cards tripling in price, maybe even more, and you can make some great profit. Okay, so we've also got Stoke against Wolves. Now for this, you want to just try and get some really cheap gold BPL cards, so you can just put the maximum buy now to 400 coins and just try and buy a few of these guys along here. You will have a bit of competition for some of them. I mean, these cards have been bought, but they have been on the market for a bit anyway, so that is alright. All you want to do really is just try and get some Premier League gold cards and try and snipe them for like 400 coins, and you should be good. I mean, I'll actually try and snipe them right now, see if I can get a few. You can sometimes get them even cheaper, but like this guy right here, Afterlife, he's already been bought. Has Vimmer been bought? Yeah, he has. But you can just try and snipe these cards. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll probably try and get a few on bid. You can just bid on BPL gold cards, because if a BPL Squad Challenge is needed, I mean, we've got loads of different players like West Ham. We've got City. We've got what other games? We've got Stoke. So we've got quite a few different games, all needing Premier League players that could potentially be included. So just go and put some 400, 500 coin bids on these guys here, and you should be able to get plenty of players. And just yeah, put a few coins into these. I mean, Premier League players, you always need Premier League players, like for marquee matchups. There's almost always a Premier League one. If there isn't one this week, we've got Man United against Liverpool next week, and then the week after that we've got some games that could be included. I'm just looking at a list right here. We've got Man City against Tottenham as well. So we've got quite a few games in the future that could need these cards. So again, they're good no risk ones to pick up. Also, if you head over to the Championship, do the same. Try and get some cheap gold cards. People like Matt Ritchie, you can get all these cards for like 400 or 500 coins very, very easily. And again, they're needed. Any Championship games, as said, we've got some big games coming up. We have got the likes of Brighton against Newcastle, which is the top of the table clash down in the Championship in England. And yeah, just put a load of bids on these cards there, and you should be good. You can get some decent deals right here, and they're always good. I mean, these cards, you'll need them at some point in the future for Squad Challenges, and it shouldn't be in too long. So you can get a load of these cards very, very easily, very, very cheaply, and it's some easy investing. Also, you do want to get some Liga Santander players, because there are 2 different games which could be included. I think probably Villarreal against Barcelona will be included, but if we go over to Liga Santander here, again, do exactly the same. Bid on these cards here, and you should be good. Again, like, try and get these cards here for like 500 coins. So if you can get any different nationalities, that's always good as well. Don't just go for Spanish cards. The trouble with these ones, though, is they are slightly inflated right now, and that is because of the Copa del Rey Squad Challenge. But if you get these cards in a day or 2, then their prices will have dropped, and yeah, you'll be able to get them even cheaper. But yeah, just put a load of bids on these cards here, and you should be good, because there's 2 games which could need players from the Liga Santander. So I'm focusing on like different nationalities, because normally you do need some different ones, but also obviously try and get Spanish cards as well, just so you cover both options. But if you can get any obscure nationalities like these guys there, they're always good investments you can make. And yeah, also we do have Auxerre against Troyes. This game here, you don't really want to get players from just Liga, just because they'll rise up a bit, but the main ones you want to get are players from Auxerre and players from Troyes. So if we go over to wherever Troyes is, whereabouts is it? Is it in Ligue 2? I think it might be in Ligue 2. Yeah, it's in Ligue 2. It's in the second division in France. So for example, right here, get a few of these cheap gold cards. There's one gold player who plays for Auxerre, so if you can get him, he's actually a really good investment you can potentially pick up. So yeah, just put a few bids on this guy, and if you can get some of them, I mean, I reckon you can get these cards for like 300 or 400 coins. Just mass bid on these cards here, and if they don't get included, then you're fine, because you can just sell them for 300 coins anyway. You can just quick sell him, and if they do get included, they're the only gold cards who do actually play for this team. We've also got Troyes right here. Do they even have any gold cards? No, they don't. But for Troyes, just try and get some cheap silver cards, and you should be good. Again, it's not in Ligue 1, so you don't really need to bother about any issues with Squad Builder challenges making these cards more expensive. It is really, really easy. You can just get some cheap silver cards from Troyes like this. This guy right here, he'd be a good one to pick up. My transfer list is currently full, my transfer target, so I can't buy anyone right now. But as you see, you can get some cheap Troyes players. You can get a couple of cheap ones as well from Auxerre. I mean, they're no risk ones because they don't really sell for anything anyway. So if you get them right now, you should be good. We've got a whole load of players right here that I have managed to win from the championship and stuff. Send all of those to the club. Wow, I actually had no duplicates there. That was surprising, because I was worried that my transfer list would potentially be full. But there you go. We've got a load of players there, and that's what I'm really doing. I'm getting Liga Santander, Championship, and also some players from the Premier League as investments, and lots of players from the Australian League. So I've got loads and loads of these silver cards. Looking at my whole transfer list here, lots of silver cards. I've bought a few players from Wolves as well. Again, they're in the Championship, so you've got that option as well. If you get the gold cards from the Championship, you also cover Wolves. I thought they were in League 1, but no, they are in the Championship. But yeah, if you get cards like this as well, he's a gold card, plays for Wolves. You can get him really cheaply, like 400 coins, no risk investing right there. And again, getting all these players like this, players like Suarez is always good. You can get these cards there. And there are just loads and loads of options. You can get all these cards I got extremely cheaply. And I'm also getting these cheap cards from the Australian League, because they're going to be needed at some point. It may not be this week, it may be next week, and it may not even be then, it may be the week after. But there are lots of derbies and big games in Australia, so you can get some good deals if you do get some of these cards out. I mean, I'm getting all these players very, very cheaply. I've got some different nationalities, like Mills right there. He's a card I sniped, and it is actually a really good way of just sniping players. Like that guy there, got him really cheaply as well. That guy there, got him quite cheaply too. And we've got a load of gold cards and things down here as well, so it's just easy, kind of no risk investing. Have picked up a few Leeds players, just because there could be a Rio Ferdinand Squad Builder challenge for a lone legend, so I've got a couple of them. But yeah, this is all you need to do really, just get some cheap gold cards from the Liga Santander, from the Premier League and from the Championship, and then get a few cards from Auxerre and Troyes. Just maybe get like 5 from each team, because it may be included, it may not be. There's a lot of games in the Liga Santander and Premier League though that could be included, so you get players from both of those leagues, and also do get quite a few players from the Australian League, as they'll be needed at some point in the future. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully it does help you out. I would recommend putting quite a lot of coins into the Australian League one though. I mean, if you've got like 50k, I spend like at least 25k on this. If you've got 100k, I spend about 50k. So like, spend half of the coins you want to invest into the Australian League. You're going to be getting cards for like 300 coins. You can sell for 1,000 coins in the future. And there's 3 Squad Builder challenges in a row that could need them. So any one of them, we are going to be seeing one. I can almost guarantee that in the next 3 weeks. So just keep hold of them. If they're not included, sell them on in the future. Sell them a couple of hours after the Squad Builder challenge is released for maximum profit. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.